Okay, so we're back to the belt problem. And I remember the belt problem. It's actually a tire, it's called. Well, a good friend of the show, a good friend and a subscriber to my channel, Scout Crafter, uh, recommended me try a place called McMaster Carr right after my last video. And I went on their site, and I think I have what I'm going to need to replace the tire on that phonograph for the RCA 65U radio phonograph. So let me pause this. We'll get you over. We'll look at the box. You're going to open this with me. I have no idea what it looks like. I ordered it just based online what I could figure out, but I think this might work. So let me pause this and we'll get you over. Okay, so here it is. You know what? Let me let me just take this off of here. All right. All right. McMaster Carr. Never heard of this company. Never dealt with them before. Went on their site. Amazing amount of materials that they have. I had this in a couple days. So let's open this up. Don't know if it's going to work or not, but I've got hope and prayer. Get rid of that. All right. And by the way, if you do any type of tool restoration or tool work, Scout Crafter, check out his channel. He does other stuff other than tools also. He's got a lot of pro tips that, I mean, I've been around for a lot of years, but this guy's got a lot of pro tips on a lot of different subjects that I think you might find interesting. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so let me get this out of here. Here it is. A piece of rubber belting. 1/4 inch thick, 1 inch wide, 36 inches long. So I am going to need to, let me get down in there a little bit. All right. I am going to need to cut a 1/4 inch lengthwise on this and then fit it around. It's got to be fitted around here on the inside. So I have plenty of material to make mistakes. So I'm probably going to cut it short here and then leave enough room to make mistakes. But once I get this cut here, then I have to cut a 1/4 inch strip wide so that it'll fit inside this groove. It's not really a groove. It's like 2 pieces of material. Once I get it in there, it should be similar to this. Same thickness. Okay. I think this is going to work, guys. As I'm working on it, I'll show you. Okay, so I got a little carried away. Forgot to turn the camera on, but I'll go over what I've done so far. I took the strip. I cut a section off of the 36-inch piece. I used a metal straight edge and I clamped it down. Measured in my 1/4 inch all the way along, made sure it was good, clamped it down, and used a new razor and cut it off. Okay, so where I'm at now is I now have to, well, what happened was, and I'll be honest with you, trying to cut a perfect 1/4 inch all the way along was a little difficult. Some areas got a little bit thicker, but it fits in there and holds in. This doesn't really have any other force than to just run around on this spindle that's here. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. But what I need to do now is measure this and cut it, and then glue this together to so I can clamp it, hold it together, and then I think we've got our wheel. Looks pretty good. Now, one of the things I didn't mention the other day, yesterday, this is a continuation. This material, I don't know if you can see it, but it's not smooth. You had a choice buying this same size, either smooth or rough. And since this has to ride on a grooved wheel, I figured the rough would probably be a little bit, help it along a little bit. Okay, so let me see what I can do to get this cut and then glued back together. Let me get some light down on here. Again, this is not something I normally do, so there's probably a better way of doing this. But I think you're in focus here. Yep. A little bit longer than I think I need. Okay. Okay. Now, if I did that right, those ends will come together. Yeah, and this is one of those areas that it's a little bit wider than what it should be. But if I bring that together, yep, I'll be able to glue that, stuff it in there, and then clamp it to hold it together. All right. So what kind of glue am I going to use? Actually, I'm not sure. I got a couple choices here. What I used on this was actually where is it? Actually, Loctite super glue, held together very well. So I've got that as an option. Or I've got E6000. Now, not sure, doesn't say on here if E6000 can be used on rubber. So again, I got lots of material. If I mess it up and it doesn't work, I got more material that I can work with. So I think for right now, I'm going to use the Loctite super glue. Worked well for me the last time. And we'll get this thing glued up. Hopefully, it'll stay. A little more light where I need it. Okay. Come on. And of course, it's going to give me a little bit of a problem getting it in there. Now, all right, I got to stop here for a minute. Okay, so I had to take a little piece of wedge out of there to make it fit. I now have it in a clamp to hold that together until it dries. Shouldn't take long. Stuff dries pretty quick. All right, so once that dries, we're going to bring it back, mount it in here. That gear, that rubber wheel runs on this knurled wheel here. That wheel actually turns with the, you can't see my fat fingers and I don't have the other light on over here. All right, so I'm going to pause this and we'll bring you back as soon as I get this mounted up. I'll show you what it looks like before I mount it, and we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, and here is the tire on there. You can see where I put it together. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now, let me get it over here and get it on the machine, and we'll see if it actually works. Okay, I have it installed. Yep. Have it installed. I'm going to flip this over so that I can watch how it works. I've got my zip cord hooked up over here, and I'll put you guys on a stand so that you don't get seasick from me rocking this stuff around. Alrighty, stand by. We'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to have to hold this up, plug this in, and the spring doesn't seem to have enough. It gets there. It's like the spring doesn't have enough tension anymore to bring it back. So I don't want to cut this spring. I want to see if I have another spring that I can use in its place. I'll work the arm. It's just very little movement on there. So we're getting there. But again, I need more tension on that. That's all it takes. Okay. All right. All right, so now I need to find another spring for here. This one's pretty weak. Let me see if I have something in my bag of tricks. Okay, I turned this up so hopefully you can see it. It's not so much the spring. I've actually shortened the spring a little bit just with a zip tie. I shortened it up. But for some reason, these pins that are hanging down here are dragging coming across, and that's actually where it's hanging up. So I need to look into this and find out why that's doing that. All right, more to come. Okay, you'll see that the spindle is turning here, the actual platter is turning. This knurled wheel turns this. The rubber tire that I cut and put on is working. When the releases the whole mechanism is working. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the issues that I had and try to explain what I've done. One, I'm going to actually shut this off. I don't want it to continue turning. Okay, I put the new tire on it. I put a new spring in here. I actually shortened the spring to give it a little bit more pullback. Okay. Underneath this whole post here, I put a fiber washer to pull it away a little bit more. Like I showed you, I was having clearance issues. Yeah, you can't see that. My fingers are in the way. I had clearance issues in here as this came around. This post was actually hitting here. I don't know why, because when I looked on the breakout and the diagram of this whole mechanism, it's exactly the way it was. I mean, could it have been hitting when it was new? I don't know. But it won't work if it's hitting there. Okay, so now I've got my clearance, and this gets tripped. Okay, there's another piece down inside, and when you release it, this would come around and start all over again. All right, so the tire I put on isn't perfect, but the dimension, this thickness here, is pretty much the same as what the original was that I had. So this seems to be working now. My next thing, the next segment, I'm going to pretty much end this here. I've been working on this for a couple days, pulling my hair out, which I don't have any left since I shaved my head, trying to get this to work. The original spring was a little loose, didn't have enough pull to pull it back around. So I got a new spring, shortened it, fiber washer. I actually had to put a small washer under this one, because if I just tightened this down, it would tighten everything up. This would bind up against here, and so I actually had to put another washer under this one. All right, so that's it for the mechanism. The next installment is going to be to get the needle back installed, the cartridge back installed, and get this thing to actually play a record. Oh my God, can you imagine that? A record player playing a record. All right, so that's it. I'll give you another shot of this thing. And as it comes around, it catches, which it's supposed to do. I'll hold this back. You can see it just comes right around. Catches, release, catches, release. All right. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And I'll get this video up today. Today is August 3rd. All right.